Welcome to another fine episode of
Nerds in a Bar.
We're here at the Lark in East Northport, Long Island, our favorite watering hole.
That's right.
Where they have some amazing, incredible food and drink.
They actually have some barrel-aged beers here.
They do.
Which is what we're going to get into today here on Nerds in a Bar. We're going to barrel-age a figure from way, way back all the way to today. What I'm talking about here, one of my favorite toys, favorite characters as a kid, is Topspin. This is the original Topspin character. Okay, this was from the 80s. The second run, second wave of Generation 1 Transformers. And very simple transformation. You pull them back here, and he automatically transforms.
That's
Pretty
cool,
right? I actually even have the original
in
packaged version of Topspin. So here you go. This is the 1980s.
Yeah.
You see it in Toys R Us or Bradley's or Caldor or whatever.
Woolworths, whatever was available. Yeah.
Whatever was available in your area. This is what you would see on the shelf. And it's gotten a little yellowed over the years, so you can't see too well. But Topspin's in there. And then on the back, you had that awesome
graphic arts. Yep.
You take the red decoder.
Right, the red decoder screen that they give you.
Right, to see what his stats are. There's a little story here. But a lot of times, back in the day, they made mistakes with these characters. And if you notice right here, there is a mistake. That's not Topspin in that picture.
No, it's not.
That's actually his brother, Twintwist.
Now, what did it morph into in the newer version?
So this is from 1985, I believe. And these characters, these little, Jumpstarters, as they were called, they just kind of faded off into obscurity. But turns out they were favorites of a lot of collectors out there, just because they had a kind of a cool look to them. They were basic robots. They were easy to transform. They had a cool action to transform. So they faded off, like I said, into obscurity. Never
to be seen from again.
And until more modern times, Hasbro starts to recreate some of their Generation 1 characters, right? They start doing better versions of Optimus Prime, better versions of
reimagined, modernized versions.
Megatron, and all of the G1 characters that you've come to love, Wheeljack, Bumblebee, I could go on and on, Grimlock, Shockwave, Soundwave, all the popular characters. You wouldn't figure that they would go so deep, but they did. And in their Generations line, the Titans Return line from a few years ago, they made a brand new Topspin. And here he is in the more modernized packaging.
That's amazing.
Compared to the old style. And while the figure itself has really come a long way, I would almost say the packaging took a step back. Because if we turn both of these around, you've got so much going on the back of the original Generation 1 packaging. And back here, it's just kind of a wall. It's the figure. It's cool. He's got a little tiny backstory up here that's in 400 different languages. But it's not the same touch. The ingenuity, the care and detail of packaging has really lost something, I think, in today's day and age. Not just in Transformers, but I think across the board, really. You don't get something like this anymore. The box, the graphics on the side.
The box art really sometimes is more important
it's really part
to a collector.
It's part of the art. It's part of the
grabbing your attention.
Right. It's part of the specialness of the character. You remember seeing this sitting on toy shelves when you were a kid. I don't know if a kid's going to really remember this in 20 years. Maybe. I don't know. 30 years. Who knows? Maybe this will call back and we'll see another barrel age at some point of a newer version.
A newer version.
But let me also show you, because we do have a loose version of the new Topspin. There we go. Kind of sit him out there. So there's the two barrel-aged Topspin from Generation 1 in the 80s,
amazing,
all the way to the 2000s. Titans Return Topspin, which, by the way, is a Headmaster figure, too, so you can pull that head off. And he's has a little tiny
figure
robot that will fit into the transformed version of Topspin in the little cockpit. So
in the spaceship form, he goes in. He fits into the
he
cockpit.
can fit into the cockpit. So
cool.
Yeah. So I mean, the new figure itself, highly detailed, highly articulated. You can bend this guy all over the place, put him in any pose, awesome fighting pose that you want him to be in. It's fantastic.
But it also offers more playability.
Playability, yeah.
With the figurine that comes apart. It just adds that extra play
Absolutely.
value.
You've got the extra play value in the Headmaster, whereas, this one here, it's pretty much a hunk of plastic.
Hunk of plastic on wheels.
It's still awesome back in the day for,
very cool
for
figure.
us. And I mean, the size difference, too, is pretty obvious. But, I still love the old figure. I really love what they did with it as an update. To me, for one of my favorite characters from back in the day, this is so cool to see, and just it's a treat for me. So there we have it, folks. We've barrel aged Topspin from Generation 1 in the 80s all the way up to Titan's Return here in the more modern days, and it just goes to show you just how far Transformers and toys
in general
have come, both in engineering, package-wise, the changes that have been made. It's night and day, for better or for worse.
I think it's done better by being aged as well as it has.
In general, I think overall better.
You love the figure.
I love the figure. I love the character. The only thing that I think has lost over the years, like I said before, is just the packaging. Yeah, and that comes down to costs.
Exactly.
Where do you want to put your value? I guess
go
a package or into a figure.
Right. Go from a box to a clamshell. Quick slap together, glue it, and you're done.
So I don't know. I guess I can see it. I'd rather have the awesome figure rather than the awesome packaging. But you can always look back. You can always look back to these museum pieces.
Exactly.
From back in the day. Well, that's it. We've barrel aged Topspin, Autobot Topspin. Thanks Hasbro for redoing him years later. He's one of my favorites back then and now. So for Nerds in the Bar, I am the Gilness.
I am Batman Mark, and I think this one's in the barrel.
Thanks everybody.
Good night.
Good night.